Hey guys, wanted to make a quick breakdown of just my monk build that I'm using right now. I saw NeverSink had a very similar build, and some of his ideas contributed to mine. To what I'm using here. I didn't buff the. Should have hit the with the charge staff first for the elites. And we'll, I just added Gathering Storm, which is something that's new on my build, because it does freeze mobs very quickly, which is kind of weird because it's listed as a lightning skill. So I'm not sure why it just freezes like every time. Again, I'm not like the guy with the most PoE 1 hours. I have about 600-700 maybe, which makes me kind of like a noob. So not 100% sure how freeze works. I kind of always assume that it probably didn't have anything to do with as long as you had cold damage, it probably didn't matter how much of your total damage was cold damage. But I think that there may be, it may work like that. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get to the passive trees real quick. So I'm Invoker, and this Unbound Avatar is this new skill. Huge damage. It's basically what it does. It also increases build-up, and you get that from CCing mobs, which you do a ton. So we go here, and this is for the shock side. Every ailment you put on Tempest Bell increases its damage by 30. It gives 30% more damage, and more is what you want in this game. Increased is it's nice, but it's all additive with each other. Now this part right here is the part that NeverSink really helped me out with. Resonance. If you use Resonance, that passive, with Combat Frenzy, which is a level 8 gem, this gives you frenzy stacks, and then you convert it to power charges, and boom, you got power charges instead of having to use finishing palm or a lightning skill for a main hand, which may generate power charges, but it doesn't freeze anything. And I really like to be fighting against monsters that, it's like a critical mass wizard in Diablo 3 if you ever played that, where just everything's frozen. It's great. I love this build. Was originally using Ice Bite on Frozen Locusts, which was what NeverSink was using. I didn't like this. I find that Gathering Storm, I think he's using Flicker Psych. I'm using Gathering Storm because it just instantly freezes mobs. It's crazy. Says lightning, but it freezes everything. So I love it. Put the Ice Bite on there, gives you more damage for ice. Let's just go over the skills quickly. I don't even know if Persistence works to increase the duration of Unbound Avatar, but I figured I could throw that in there. Ice Strike is your main damage. It's your main source of damage. So I put the rage stacks on there. You want attack faster and more elemental damage, and you're just gonna be going around slapping people with this with charge staff on, basically on whites. Generally, you don't need to drop the bell, as you'll see. But if you want a little bit more damage, you drop the bell. You always drop the bell on elites or bosses to just melt them. And I hit them with a couple ice strikes, and then I go into Whirling Assault just to make sure that they're frozen first. And then the Whirling Assault just procs the bell over and over again. Whirling Assault. Conk Effect, I'm not sure. NeverSink, he had Conk Effect on Tempest Bell, which may be the call. I like having a huge area of effect on the bell because it just freezes everything within a good radius. Let's see if I can see how high the radius is here. I might have to... Okay. Effect radius... Oh, I think I have to hit this. Yeah, shockwave. Oh, there's a shockwave radius, 3.4 meteors. So it's freezing stuff that's coming in as well. I like that. It does less damage possibly, But if I get to a boss, you'll see how much damage it does. It still melts it. Okay, and then charge staff. This is what I'm using my power charges on, and this is just to like give the bell or to give your attacks more lightning damage. The skill itself isn't like what does a lot of damage. It just is. It's like a buff. And then we got Herald of Ice, which is just naturally what you want to use. I'm using mostly ice. Go over the. You want to get a lot of freeze buildup. I'm going here. I probably will hit this node later for increased attack damage. Just probably the way to go. You definitely want to get the quarterstaff. I'm not real like hype about these increased critical chance because I'm not really at the point of like I'm level 54. Not really at the point where I feel like I need to build crit that much because I just melt things. And then I go into this node, get a bunch of dexterity. Yeah, and then you got the 100. I actually got pretty lucky with this body armor. I feel like. Started out with just the cold and chaos res and managed to add the rest, so that was pretty nice. This was also pretty lucky. I got the staff, super hyped about because it had all of the prefixes here, just so you could see them. So it shows the prefixes down here. I had all like those lined up. They're not the highest tier, but you know, you got tier 5 cold in there, tier 4 increased physical. That's pretty solid for, you know, mid 50s. And I had what, like, I don't know, enemy light, or, you know, light radius or some bunk suffix. And I hit it with the chaos, and I got tier 5 increased attack speed. Boom. Like, attack speed is huge for this build.
And shatter they shall.
Okay, so usually here's like the method I'm just going by. Wish the pacing was a little faster in this game. Oh, I do also have this vaulting impact with here, what did I have? It's consecrated ground. The Holy Descent, it gives consecrated ground, and that just helps a little bit for harder bosses where I'm okay. So here's a that's how elites. Ooh, almost got me. That's how we deal with elites. I didn't even hit it with the freeze buildup for Ice Bite. Whew, okay. A lot of yellows. They buffed loot today. That's nice. Oh, inventory management. Inventory management. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else about the build I could say. It just wrecks. I mean, it's beautiful. Anyone who's having a hard time on Monk, I would 100% try this out. And I hope you guys are having fun with PoE2. I'm loving it. I do think that there's a couple things that could be changed. I'm glad that they put a higher drop rate on Regal shards today. That's a huge improvement in my opinion. Some people like having no loot, but my orbs of augment and okay, I'm gonna have to go to town here. Yeah, screw it. Let us keep going. So this is just like my primary strike. These actually have a decent amount of life for a Y mob. One of the things I don't really like about it is the backtracking. I guess it gives you time to throw some things out. I probably don't need this. And hopefully I'll get to the boss that gives you the key for the Sanctum Trials for Ascendancy. So that boss had kind of whooped my butt a couple times, to be honest, when I was going through it the first time. But did not have all this build figured out at this point. A lot of skills I didn't have. And Ice Strike itself wasn't there, I'm pretty sure. And this is just, oof, it's a beautiful skill. You know, all this is without even buffing it with Charge Staff. Or getting the 3-second buff for more damage with ice. It's this, bam. I should be opening with that, like on harder enemies. Because that gives you the ice bite. And it's just from the freeze. You don't actually have to kill things like you do with lightning. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, yes. Okay. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully I won't embarrass myself.
I prove myself. Cool deck.
So, you know, it does okay damage. I mean, this is one way to deal with, you know, a boss is just... Oh, I gotta find her. Okay, so right now I could just did I switch off the Executing Palm? I did not want to switch off Executing Palm. I need to put that back on. Okay. Either way. Boom. Easy. Love it. You know, again, props to NeverSink for a lot of the foundation of this build. And, you know, again, I hope you guys are having a great time playing PoE2. And I'll see you guys in the future. Peace.